One point of interest in the New York 23 race has been the involvement of the ostensibly grassroots but corporate-funded organization FreedomWorks, one of the many outside organizations that came in and sort of big-footed this local Republican Party race there. Now, FreedomWorks has been bragging today about having made 30,000 phone calls in the district on behalf of the Conservative Party candidate Doug Hoffman. In fact, FreedomWorks has been so intimately involved in this third-party challenge that FreedomWorks chairman and former Republican House Majority Leader Dick Armey sat next to Doug Hoffman at a meeting between the candidate and a local newspaper's editorial board, a meeting that went horribly wrong after Mr. Hoffman was unable to answer even basic questions about important local issues. It was Dick Armey who the editorial board says jumped in at that meeting and intervened to tell the board that local issues didn't matter in this election, dismissing them as just parochial issues. Well, Mr. Armey is now apparently planning to apply this very hands-on approach that he took in this New York race to lots of upcoming 2010 races around the country. Mr. Armey told Politico.com today that the New York 23 race is, quote, the tip of the spear. What you're going to see is moderates and conservatives across the country in primaries. FreedomWorks has been a major player in the Tea Party uprising that has convulsed the Republican Party over the past year. But despite the close-knit relationship it has had with the Tea Party movement, FreedomWorks has at times made a point of distancing itself from some of the more extreme tactical approaches the movement has taken, approaches that have resulted in stuff like this.
President Obama has said that he will not sign a bill which adds to the deficit, and I will not.
I have never seen members of Congress work harder on it. It is unacceptable to me for somebody to...
I'd like to say that I fully support everything that President Obama is trying to do, especially where health care is concerned.
The reason that sort of thing happened in so many different town hall meetings during the month of August all around the country is in part because those things were not spontaneous. Organizing memos were circulated ahead of the healthcare town hall events. One of them was authored by a Connecticut man named Bob McGuffey. His memo, which was called Rocking the Town Halls Best Practices, called on town hall attendees to, quote, rock the boat early in the representative's presentation. Watch for an opportunity to yell out. Just short, intermittent shout-outs. The goal is to rattle him. Stand up and shout out and sit right down. Look for these opportunities before he even takes questions. In our reporting over the summer, we described the author of that Disrupt the Town Halls memo as a FreedomWorks volunteer. Because of the extreme behavior at some town halls and the amount of attention they got, FreedomWorks chairman Dick Armey tried to disassociate himself and his organization from that memo specifically on Meet the Press, while at the same time attacking me for us reporting on it.
We had a situation where somebody in Connecticut that we did not know and who did not know us put out something that was mischaracterized and then attributed to us by somebody who obviously didn't have enough diligence in their ability to do their research to get their facts straight. These things happen. People get blamed for what other people do. But the fact is that just causes further aggravation, especially when you start talking about elected officials, people that have the privilege of having news shows under the license granted by the federal government. They should at least have the adult discipline to get their facts correct.
People get blamed for what other people do. That guy in Connecticut had nothing to do with FreedomWorks. Well, today, the Hartford Courant dispensed with that myth once and for all when they reported that Dick Armey and his primary all-the-Republican strategy is heading to Connecticut next Wednesday for a strategy session with the author of the Rattle Them, Disrupt Them, Shout Them Down Tea Party Town Hall memo. Just a few weeks ago, Dick Armey was saying had nothing to do with Dick Armey or FreedomWorks. When Mr. Armey said people attacking me should at least have the adult discipline to get their facts correct, I couldn't agree more, Mr. Armey. Enjoy your meeting next week with the guy you denied knowing, the guy you denied any connection with, the guy you attacked me for saying you had any connection to. If you want to come on the show afterwards to talk about adult discipline or anything else, you would be most welcome.